get through this, and I think some other people might be out of town. Just some announcements. We did, we were given a field vehicle, and it is now in EZ's parking lot. It's a truck, essentially. And the details about it, and you can check it out through Brandon. He'll be sending out information. There's a thing to sign up for it. Brandon gets first dibs on it, but we now have that, so that's a possibility. The annual catchment cleanup is on May 2nd. So one member from each H team must participate, and you need to contact Brandon. If we get more than one from each H team, that's great too. You know, the more the merrier, just to get things cleaned up. 2017 data call, all your data, at least in 2016, if not since that time, and anything earlier, should be provided to Dan with a current metadata worksheet. In order for your H group to get money, you have to provide your data. That's the only stick we have is money. So if you want to get paid, get your data in. And if you want to get paid, show up for the catchment. All hands abstracts are due to Jennifer by Friday, April 28th. Remember that the all hands this time is going to be, the timing is different than it has been in the past. Jennifer sent it all out. Make sure you look at it. Don't just assume that everything's like it was before, because it's a little bit different. We're thinking about, like, what have we accomplished to date, and where do we want to go into the future with our renewal proposal. So looking back from the point of view, what are the greatest hits, what did you accomplish, but then also kind of orient yourself towards what could happen into the future, and do that all in the space of a very short time limited amount. And the student is supposed to give the talk, not the professor, so we want it all. Yeah.
Should the individual talks be with that pitch?
Yeah, I think, well, that's the overarching thing. I think each talk could try to do it. I mean, it depends on how much you have and what you want to say. Really, we're trying to get the conversation going about not what we've done, but like where we're going. But think of it as a springboard, a talk about what you've done and how it's a springboard for what you want to do into the future. And I know it's a lot for a short amount of time, and the student's supposed to give the talk. But that's okay. We're teaching people to walk on water, right? It's easier in the winter. Was there another question? No. Okay. RSVP for all hands field trip. We're thinking the field trip tentatively will go mainly to Cole Farm. We were thinking that we would stop at Joe Hayes Vista and have Roman give us the big picture. The reason we were thinking about going to Cole Farm is that's our new thing that we're doing, that we're just starting to understand. So we talked to Tess about it. We haven't talked to you, Cal, but maybe Tess talked to you. It would really require, you, Roman, Tess, being able to show us around Cole Farm and hopefully starting to show the data, that sort of thing. I just think it's kind of a good way to get us going into the next part. If Herb Cole doesn't want us to go there, we may have to change. Did you ask Herb today? Okay. Yeah, I mean, if he does, it depends. If Herb doesn't like it, we may change. But that's kind of what we're thinking about. We're all excited about your data, Cal. All hands is all day, May 11 and May 12. The annual reports are also due right now. Sorry, this is all due at the same time. It's just the way it is. You have to get it to Jennifer and Sue by May 26th. We have to stitch them together into something that kind of is more coherent. If you don't get them to us, we won't be able to do that. So we really do need it. I know it's a pain in the neck, but that's how we get our money. And then Rutgers is coming back for their hydrogeophysics workshop again, June 29 and 30th. They're going to work in Garner Run. They actually want to put in a salt tracer. So they want to dump a bunch of salt water sort of on the ridge, not the ridge, like closer to the stream, but like up the hill slope a little ways. And then they're thinking they'll be able to see it with their geophysics. Last time they were here, they camped out. It was great. Where's Jennifer? Oh, good. Okay. It was a great group. They go from undergrads to graduate students. They actually come from more than just Rutgers. There's many schools represented. And they had a lot of fun out there camping out. We would love it if people wanted to go out and, we went out and ate something, I think. And it's just a really good group, and a lot of, things happen around that group. It's the most diverse geology department in the country. and there was a very diverse group of people. Some of the students had never been into the, wilderness, and it was just fun. So I would encourage you to think about going there. Any other announcements that anybody has to make, would like to make? We're hoping today that we'll talk about data and some like what the instrument installations are. And if we have time, we'll go around and just see what the plans are for the summer. But without Dave here, that's too bad because he usually.
So this Saturday, Greg Mount and Jordan Hayes are coming out to finish out one of the seismic lines on the Tussey Mountainside. So this is for Garner Run. So we had done some of this on the leading ridge side and then the valley floor.
If you do tell her, she can send out the information. When will it be here?
Saturday.
Yeah. And, that seismic line run is pretty interesting, actually. And the data is
Okay.
Okay. All right. In case you don't know my name, I'm Dan Shapich. I'm just going to give a little brief overview of some of the data management stuff that we do here at EZ and explain a little bit how things get from the field to the website or the content management system. Okay, a couple things I'm going to review today are the 2016 data call, how data flows from the field to the content management system, some of the data transformation tools that I use to do those things, and some data storage features. Just to, again, repeat what Sue briefly talked about there earlier, I'm still waiting on the 2016 data from a number of people. Not too many people have sent in their data. I think there's only about 3 or 4. So is there anyone here that will soon be sending data in? 1? Yeah, okay. Who here has already sent their data? John Marie? Okay, so again, Sue mentioned that there will be funding withheld if that data isn't submitted. Okay, so the data flow. How does data get from the field to the content management system? Okay, there are a number of data sets that are streaming, meaning they go right from the sensors through the data logger. They're only in Shell Hills. They go through the switch at the weir there by the entrance, travel over to that shed. There's a computer, sort of a server there, and a switch in the shed. That gets sent directly to the SQL server here on campus in EMS building over there. That is considered that as the level 0 data there. The remainder of those data sets are all manual download, typically from Garner Run, which is all still manual downloads. And the way that I usually receive that data is either through email or put on Box. I know everyone's transitioning from Angel to Box. Is that correct? So there should be not much stuff left on Angel. Okay, and that data is then transformed and uploaded into the database or in flat file form. So if it's sort of continuing, if it's data that will continue to be in the time series section, then typically I will load that into the SQL server so that can be dynamically read directly into it and read from it. But if it's only like a one-off deal where someone has given me a data set was read and was just will no longer be continued, then I'll just put that into a flat file. That way it makes things much simpler that way. All the data that is brought in streaming is considered level 0 or raw or unprocessed data. But as a number of you know, after you do the QC or do your certain transformations and calculations on certain data, then it'll be bumped up to the level one data. If you aren't familiar with the data levels, I posted them here. Levels. Yes, it is posted on the website on the main data overview page. It's there also. If you have trouble finding it, you can let me know, and I can either put links to it or post this in additional areas. I reviewed level 0, level 1s. Level 2 is derived products, data products that require scientific and technical interpretation. Level 3, interpreted products that require researcher-driven analysis and interpretation, model-based interpretation. Level 4, knowledge products that require researcher-driven scientific interpretation and multidisciplinary data integration and include model-based interpretation. Does anyone have any questions about these?
We talked about the data, what were we calling it? The data reanalysis. Is that level 4?
I'm not, I need to ask someone who knows a little bit more about, okay, one second, I have a, does model-based interpretation mean model simulation output? Someone will have to help me out with this.
That's essentially the same question I just asked.
Okay.
That's where the reanalysis is under the level 4.
That would make sense to me. That would be under level 4.
Okay.
And model-based, like the answer to Tuss's question, it would either be level 3 or level 4.
Did you hear that, Tess? Sue said it will be level 3 or level 4. Okay. Okay. This is all under an umbrella that is called ETL development. ETL development is sort of a subset of software development and database management. It's sort of related to both, but not totally entailing each of those, sort of a part of one, part of another. So ETL development stands for extract, transform, and load. So, and there are a number of tools that I use in order to transform that data. Typically, the data is provided to me by either streaming right into the SQL Server or provided to me by PIs, students as yourselves, and so on, or Brandon as well. So as data is extracted from numerous databases, applications, and systems data, that's where the data comes from, such as the data loggers. Data is transformed as needed and loaded it into the data warehouse. Now, typically, the majority, almost all data needs to be transformed before it's loaded. There seems to always be a problem with either the data types compared to the data types as they are supplied as compared to the data types that I need to have a standard data set within our systems. So there's always some sort of conversions and SQL scripts and other code that I have to write to manipulate that data in order to make it more uniform for our systems. And date format, that seems to be all across the board. You know, they can be anywhere from year first, year last, or all separated out between a number of columns. So it's also a challenging event there. So as it is loaded in the data warehouse, then that may be either the database or a flat file system. Flat files are either the CSVs, Excels. There are some text files that we use as well in the system. And I've only been here, maybe 5-6 months, but I'm starting to build up a set of SQL scripts and some SSIS applications that I've pre-built so that I can run that code against known data sets as they come in. Okay. Okay, storage. So typically, again, we use more so than not, the data goes into the SQL Server in lieu of flat file types. And of course, flat files, CSVs, Excels, text files. Microsoft SQL Server is what we use here as our database backend. We use an HTML, JavaScript, PHP front end. So we primarily stick with the level 0 or the level 1 QA, QC data. But rarely will we get any data levels higher than 1. Okay, data policies. So where is this kept? Okay, it's stored in database for streaming, just primarily for the ongoing data sets, for the time series events and those things. We have a nightly incremental backup, which is a backup of all changes since the last backup, which is the previous evening. And we do a monthly total full backup. So in case if something were to happen, if someone were to go in there somehow and either load some incorrect data or erase some data, we can typically go back just one day and correct that problem. Yeah, flat files are for one-off data. There again, that's the data that will be supplied to me. That will not be ongoing and continuing on. Security, since the data is public and available, free to download for just about anyone that wants it. The only security that we have on there is for the embargoed data, and the password list for the embargo data has been moved from Angel. Now there's a current one. The most current one is on Box. And that's about it. Are there any questions?
I know what a flat file is.
Flat file is a CSV Excel text file.
Right. So I do know what a flat file is. I guess I really need to know what a not flat file is.
Yeah. Well, I guess there are no not flat files, but
Well, a relational database is not a flat file, right?
I guess yes, you could say that.
You ever work with a relational database?
Not firsthand, but I do know.
You do, because it is kind of confusing because a relational database has flat files that are kind of related to each other in this complicated way,
Yes.
which helps you think about your system. But you can't reduce it to a flat file. I guess you could, but it would be huge.
Our SQL Server is a glorified flat file warehouse. The relational aspect of it, as Sue mentioned there, really hasn't been beneficial at this point, because if we choose to do some more complicated data storage schemes like data cubes or things like that, then we can leverage the relational database more. But it is essentially a backed up version of a continually growing flat file system.
So what kind of data are streaming right now?
We have the 4 groundhogs in Shell Hills. I helped Brandon hook that up to the network. That was sometime in November 2016. We have the Weir. There's 2 or 3 data sets on the tower. What else am I forgetting there, Brandon?
Flux at Shell Hills.
That's on the tower, right?
No, it's
Oh,
near Groundhog.
okay.
And pretty much everything else is in flat files.
Everything from Garner Run, Brandon and others have to download, and then they put it in the box.
So a lot of files in Shell Hills, a lot of data that has to be manually downloaded, all the logos.
all the wells, except for CZMW 144.
Yeah, those wells are coming in.
as well. But those data are bad. We're sure those sensors are doing really well. Those 4 wells have been partially collapsed or clogged, and it's ruined at least one of the, or 2 of the sensors. I think the other 2 are pretty much bad as well.
There are about 17 data sets that are streaming in.
17. And we're getting a company to come fix the CZM 124
Yeah,
wells.
yeah. I'm working with Parallel right now. They're trying to put their camera down here out in New York. They go in and look at it.
Okay.
Any other questions?
What is the flat files for one-off data?
Oh, flat files for one-off data. The one-off data is what we call if it's not data that will continue to be sent in to me. So if you have a data set that was from, just a set of measurements that you took on a certain sensor, and that it will no longer be measured, say if you measured a sensor for 3 years and you no longer intend to continue that sensor or at that particular spot, then I'll just stick it in a flat file, put it on the server, and I'll add the code to the website, so that way it'll point to that file and you can just pull it right up to download.
One-off is slang. We should not call it that. That's why she's confused.
Okay.
One-off means you just go do something and then you're done. That's slang. What about the geophysical data? Have we thought about how we're going to put that on our data site? Because right now it's all in box, I think. Right?
Well, I had
no conversation about that yet.
no. I don't know.
I think that the YK, University of Wyoming website has stored all sorts of data online, and we might want to copy that.
Is there standardization for formatting?
That's what I think. So we should look at what they're doing and just probably copy what they're doing.
One challenge is some of this might be in proprietary data formats that require a certain software to read in. I don't.
Well, but we've posted those online before, because that's just the way it is. You know, most people, if they're going to get into that kind of data, they got to have that proprietary software. But I know that the seismic data is posted on the University of Wyoming website line by line, and so I think we should mimic that to the extent we can. And Jordan should know how to do that. All right. So should we go on to Brandon's part? Is that the next part? Is
Yep.
that what we're in the plan list? Are you going to be able to speak? Brandon's not going well.
Do the best I can.
Any other questions? So I think we asked you to kind of go over the current state of instrumentation in the
Yeah, kind of basically just a quick overview of what we've been doing, what we've been sampling, kind of like the work schedule, or what we've, and then some of the ag stuff, new site. As Sue had already mentioned, the first couple of slides here, the field cleanup days, May 2nd. I'll be out there about 8 o'clock, if not sooner. Just it shouldn't take too long. We've done this the last couple of years now, and just walk through the whole catchment, make sure we pick up any trash or any broken leaf litter pieces, especially. I've been finding a couple of them now. Just make sure it's cleaned up, presentable. Joe Harding will come out again eventually, and then just inspect it, make sure everything's marked correctly by the color codes. I had sent out the email there a couple times. If you guys have questions again about that, let me know. Those are the only people that had signed up so far that responded to me. So just need to. And then this doesn't work. Okay, oh. There's our vehicle. Yeah. However, it is out of commission already right now. We got a broken windshield. Just happened this morning. A rock hit the windshield from a construction truck over in Pine, like on by the Naked Egg Cafe, and hit Jonathan while he was driving. It hit right there on the side, on the driver's side, so it cracked it. So we have to get that in for a new windshield already. A couple of things about this. I mean, it's to reserve it, just send me an email, and then if it's available, I'll put it on the calendar for you guys, whoever needs it. It'll just be marked on the field calendar as like a CZOV, just for a CZO vehicle, and then it's yours. Just some general things. There's obviously no smoking or anything like that, and just like any other university vehicle. There's a mileage log. It's located in that. It's on a clipboard in there that has to be filled out every time wherever you go, and kind of just a quick little description on your purpose for your trip. So then the next part is so for whoever drives it, we need to complete a 1 hour training, and I'll send this link out to everybody as well. It takes about an hour. It's all online training thing just to go through. And if you're an undergrad driving a vehicle and between 18 and 21, you also have to submit your motor vehicle record to the university, and they have to sign off on it to make sure there's no major moving violations or anything like that. So, and as the bottom one said there, the fuel card is in the vehicle. It'll be kept in the glove box. That fuel card is only for off campus. You can't use it at the fleet or the OPP garage or anything like that. You have to go down to Exxon or Sheets or somewhere else. In the event you do, we'll have to go over some four-wheel drive training for this one. This is a 1990, so to get it in four-wheel drive, you got to get out and actually lock the hubs. And so if you've never done that, it's not hard, but just some people never done it before, and then put it in four-wheel drive. It's a classic. Jeez. All right, so I guess I should have shared this with Dan. Should have had this on his more so. This is how the Shell Hills network is wired up for all the streaming data. Down at the flume, it has there's the weir data and the turbidity data, CZMW 1 through 4 wells, and all the south planar groundhog pits all come in on through those two switches there. And then the north planar groundhog comes in through the switch that's located up on the tower. And as Dan said, they all go to the main shed switch there, which is now connected to Shivers Creek fiber optic system. So we're not using that Get Wireless, and it's a lot more reliable. So.
What the actual things are that are measured.
Okay. So this is most of the sampling that we've been doing, and we'll continue to do this throughout the summer. The Shavers Creek above the lake, below the lake, and the outlet, we're doing about monthly discharges and weekly sampling there. We just started doing the weekly sampling again. in the last couple of weeks, and I'm doing a monthly download for those data. Those are all manual hobo data sensors. The Cool Farm Shavers Creek site, we got that installed in September, the end of September of last year. It's measuring the water level, temperature, conductivity there as well. And I just started sampling the I skipped one, the Coal Farm pond, and the spring we're sampling weekly as well, which is upstream of the pond. The gun run outlet, I mean, it has a flume on it. We also have some sensors in there that we're able to get the every 15-minute discharge then based off the rating for the flume that Beth has got most of those data worked up. Then the wells, back to shows CZMW 8 and 9. We're doing weekly sampling with that using a baler and downloading the data there monthly. And then same thing with HV1 and HV2 and Gunner Run. We started sampling them again bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, and then downloading the data there monthly. We have other water level sensors in the wells there at the bottom, which is CZMW 5, 6, and 7, and then well 7, 9, 11, and 12 as well. That we're downloading those data about monthly as well. Those are mainly for been for Ho-Jin's work. So the ISCOs or SYGMAs, we're 3 of them in Shell Hills. They're set up for storm sampling. They're at the one's right there in the stream. One's in well 3 now, and the other one's in well 11, which is just downstream of the old steel weir. That's and then we do have the SYGMA that we set up. Mini Callum sets up out at the ag site at Shavers Creek on the downstream side of the bridge that goes for his driveway at the farm site. So this week we're going to replace 2 of the soil moisture sensors in Shell Hills. One is at the ridge top, South Plainer ridge top, and the other one's at the South Plainer mid slope. They're at the 20 centimeter location. We're going to leave the old ones in place. The one is completely dead, and the other one is it's pretty intermittent and flatlines a lot, and just not getting the right data out of it. So we're going to put 2 new ones, one at each place, and we're going to put them off to the side of the pits. That way we're not disturbing any of the current measurements that's going on there now. Let's see. So this is the Cool Farm. This is we just met with Herb Cool, Roman, and I was out there this morning, and he agreed. So we're pretty much good to go. This is so this one's actually, it's like maybe you're like right in there. Yeah, put flags there. This one is about right in that area. And I think this one has moved back here just a little bit yet as well. Then this is where we're going to put the Flux tower at. Yeah, is right there by where the culvert between the 2 fields are. If you saw in the other imagery, he's okay with us putting that whole tower and everything there. And then he's okay with this one down here.
So each of those restrooms are going to be pits that we put in TDRs.
Yep, that's.
Gas sampling tubes.
Yep, right there.
Well, I thought we were also putting in Stevens probes too.
Yeah, there's automated soil moisture probes. Almost pretty similar to the previous setups, except for the lysimeters. I think Jason said we want to hand auger those in, correct? But I think we have to for the soil moisture corporation ones. So those are.
Why did you decide you're going to this location?
Cheaper, really cheaper, easier to get. When we tried to print our first thing, and they were essential for going to the size of it, but can offer. Why do you have three kit faces? For some local station energy.
So-
I don't know why we have to read that. 4 depths. I thought we had 3 depths. But did we have 20, 40, and then D minus 20?
They're 10, 20, 40, and then D minus.
Okay. Some things are
Yeah, most of them were looking at from the old one. This is basically taken off from the Garden Run Shell Hills previous setup, except for the lysimeter ones.
not gas. But it might be weight gas.
But so maybe this needs to be updated. Maybe it was never updated from what we actually did. Where did you get this?
This is from Lily's. What was installed at, I guess what they did installed.
Where did you get it from?
I got most of it off of Angel, and I just changed the name because we didn't use the lysimeters. I took the lysimeters off that because we weren't installing the lysimeters in there. Right.
Okay. Well,
But this may not be the updated thing of what they actually did.
So what we have at Garner Run for gas tubes is we have something at 10, 20, 40, and D minus 20. For mid slope, ridge top,
Thought so.
valley floor. Oh wait, no, those are sorry, that's not gas tubes. That's
TDRs.
yeah, TDR. And then for gas tubes, they're kind of random, but it's like 1 in 20 for the right, 1 in 25 for the center, 1 in 35 for the left. So they're really random.
they're not random. They were all supposed to be installed at 20. I understand why you think that. They were all supposed to be installed at 20, but it was so rocky there that it was hard to do it exactly at
The same.
time. So we just measured where it went in. But our goal should be 20.
So I think you can say just randomly placed, but just they
right.
are not all of the same.
So the gas tube should be at 20, 40.
So you need 3 of them then at on each face. Okay.
We don't actually have this written up anywhere, right? Right, but did we get it? Did we get it correctly on these surveys?
I think so. I mean, I'll
So why don't you,
I'll have to
we should
look.
get this from the survey, like maybe where you got it from, wasn't quite complete.
If it does, well, call on us to look at it to make sure, and I'll try to do it now. Look at it to make sure that we think that he's.
Well, it certainly was our attempt to have the right paradigm. What's happening over there?
Taking notes.
The other thing is we are able to get a backhoe.
Yeah.
So they actually have like a guy that
So
just block away. Like, yeah, you have a backhoe.
we're gonna try to.
Be able to get 2 or 3 meters down for things that the hits and the axis of the valley are going to be deeper than that. His guess is like 5 or 6 meters down the bedrock, which I think is probably a fair guess if that stuff is filled up at all in the axis of the valley. So,
Down by the tree.
yeah,
Even up in the spring area too, up in there, be 5 or 6 meters.
So do you have any idea when we're gonna take that?
So we're gonna try to work with this guy and Herb. He's out the excavator. Herb is gonna have the pond dug out again, cleaned out, all the sediment and stuff. So when he brings us back over for that, we can try to hopefully do it at the same time. Have the pits dug then.
And you don't know when that's gonna be.
Not yet, but he told me to just go ahead and contact him, and he'll. Sounded like Herb didn't really care when it happens for for his pond, so he wants to get it done. So it's like we'll try to get it scheduled, and I'll check with her, but just make sure it's okay with him to. We'll do it.
Who's going to actually place the wave guide? Is that going to be Brandon, or do you want somebody from the teams there? And everything like that?
I'm really interested in learning to build the wave guides. I'd love to learn how to install them, but I don't know.
Do you want to be there? Do you want somebody from your team to be there? Do you want Brandon to just put it in? What do you want?
So yeah, I definitely would like to be there. I like to be there for the first bit usually, and then.
So we're going to have 10, 20, 40, and then D minus 20, even if it's a 60 or 10.
I guess I'm pretty skeptical that it's going to be a 6-meter pit, but yeah, if we get those steep pits, we may have to come up with.
At Tussey, there's 5 TDRs per pit, and it's 10, 20, 40, D minus 20, and then bottom.
Yeah, so the TDRs are planned Dave.
By Dave. I had Tom installed them before. But so
The pits at Warner Run, they were open for a long time before we put stuff in there.
Yeah.
So is he
So-
going to let us leave these open for a while?
well, that's the other thing. We can't leave them open too long because of being with the farm field and stuff. So we got to kind of plan that as well with make sure we have the equipment and everything ready to go and get in place. We can leave it open for about a week, and then we need to get it filled back in.
So
we'll have to.
the TDRs then? That's Dave's team.
That's Dave's team. Yeah, I'm helping building right now, and Ismail's gonna. We're meeting later this week to work on it together, teach him how to build them.
And then you're in charge of the gas tubes and lights.
And I'm helping. I'm gonna be building them too. Yeah, we have just about everything for the gas tubes. So we have most of the light cylinders. The deeper ones, we have to order those from the soil moisture ones. Well, no. So that newer model that I showed you, those the 1920s, you can put them down like 50 feet or more, I think even. So.
GPR didn't work very well out there though.
There were some more limey layers that you saw tipping reflectors and subsurface.
Okay, but it didn't really tell us where the bedrock was, I don't think. I think he was pretty skeptical that he was. Sometimes GPR is great, and then sometimes GPR is like nothing much, you know.
What about auger? Can we auger down?
Yeah, we could go out and auger. I think that's probably a good idea. Especially because like some of them were going to pay with augers.
Yeah.
And so that could happen earlier.
Yeah, we can do that.
Sampling, when we get these things open too, I'm going to have postdoc come in. I was going to do the analysis on the soils with you, hopefully. You know what I mean? Like you would be involved, but like a person that could manage it or whatever. But I think Jennifer, we're going to need your help in terms of helping her know what to do and all that kind of stuff. And then Virginia, I also think she would help. So we need to start, you know, anything planning so that we have the right people at the right time.
I can also help with the guy the because I'm in charge of automating commercial sensor, so I'll be happy to answer everything.
That sounds good. So the automatic soil moisture would be changed.
Mm-hmm. Chichang.
Well, Braxton. You're Braxton on the steering committee. By the time you graduate, we should be close. That's great. Oh, you have a question?
Brandon, do you have someone that can do the augering between now and then? Is there someone working with you?
Yeah, we can have Jonathan can go out. We can go out with Jonathan and Callum, since he can help. Try to do.
Pick out any of the subsurface topography. That's stuff you should be able to get down.
So if we could do that next week, that would be great.
But augering down 5 meters, I mean, that takes you a little while. And if you get down that far, you want to be sampling as you're going, you know what I mean? Like I would do it exactly where you want to sample in case you actually get through. Yeah, exactly. And then be ready to take the samples as they come back up. You've done that, haven't you?
They have, but on the flip side, our depths, our probing depths weren't that deep. And in Shell Hills, when we put in we had an idea before as how deep they were going to be. Just because we had our test. So if you're going to get really deep and you want to sample for your depth profile, it's ideal to have the auger or the
Similar in hand.
ready to go in, because the residual soils that you're not collecting need to be sifted, because that fine from that soil profile or what needs to go back into that hole, and you don't want that hole to collapse.
Right, but as you said, you had some test probes. That's what we need now. So,
Right.
that was the best way to do that.
I would just take a few around each hole. I mean, and you're not really collecting it, but maybe around the area that you're going to build your pit, because all of that's going to be excavated anyways, so it's not intact. Because all you're going to do is have to pull back in.
That's what I was looking for. It's just.
But I've never done that. Have you done that with we call those rods that you have on?
I have not done that.
Henry used to want to do that in Shell Hill. We call it the work of those things.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I don't know if it has a fancy name. It's just pounding rebar.
Pounding rebar.
But refusal on a rebar, you know, has happened in diameter is very different than using an auger bucket. To be able to make the diameter of the.
Oh, yeah, it's different, I know, but I thought, isn't that what you're talking about? Rebar is to figure out the plumbing.
No, I was really talking about what Jennifer said, which is to go out with an auger and do the best you can in the locations where we're going to sample to give us the first idea of how the auger.
And then when we put in the line cylinders, they're going to be uphill from the actual pit. Right, so I mean, all it's going to be is shallower.
So you want to go out and auger until you can't auger anymore, and then put the dirt back in and just call it in, essentially. That's what you're asking for?
That is exactly what I'm asking for.
Okay. And how many flights do we have? Like how?
We have 6 months.
So how do you do?
For there. We didn't run out.
All right, yeah, I know, we might really do.
We did.
So, all right, so we have the augers, we have the flights and everything, so that's all we're doing, then we can just have Jonathan out there and just see how deep we can go.
Do you want to do it at each pit? Do one at each pit if we can. Okay.
Okay. All right, so that we could probably do that sooner rather than later, just to start to get an idea of what we have. But it sounds like when these things go in, like we're gonna need Chun, Ishmael, Jason, probably me, and then hopefully my cousin will be here. I don't know when she's getting.
Sure.
I think it's gonna be May. Virginia. Well, at least Virginia. Well, we don't really know.
Not for sure
It's
yet.
probably gonna be May.
Yeah, it'll probably be in May. I hope it's in May.
So we're hoping sometime in May.
If your postdoc isn't here, then we can just automatically sample the soils and back it.
Well, Virginia, because in Virginia, it's like working with the postdoc, but she could do it with you. I mean, if we do go deep, it takes a lot of effort, you know, time, so. you know.
That wasn't on there.
Would that be, like, we'd have to, you know, for OSHA stuff,
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Put safety walls in. Yeah.
So we might be having pit faces that are 2 meters deep at most, I think. I think that's,
Okay.
I don't know what those rules.
I don't remember.
And then, yeah. And then the backhoe can't go much deeper than that, but it can go a little deeper. And then, yeah, maybe we auger below that.
Right. We can auger. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times you can auger below that. Depends what it's like. Okay, sounds exciting. Gonna happen. So there were a couple undergrads looking for work. You remain fine, and did you see that email? Either you or I should send it to Jennifer. Looking for summer work. We're looking for strapping people. I know what we're looking for, but the good ones are going off to field camp, right? Well, I don't know, there's probably some other strapping, maybe not.
They could just fail.
And not be prepared. Well, and there might be people over here in ag too.
Yeah.
They just need to be strapped.
So we have, I haven't seen any announcement.
So we gave it to Tracy this morning, and then the actual announcement for it. Yeah.
Well, I know,
And but that's different there.
if you know of anybody, then just email us.
Yeah.
Email me or Brandon.
Yeah, because I will.
Gotta be willing to do hard physical labor.
Yeah, because Jonathan will not. Jonathan's done. He's not working for the summer. What May 3rd is his last day. So next Wednesday. So, yeah, next Wednesday. So he'll get to do the augering this week, or Monday or Tuesday next week. Like so the tower, we're gonna put that kind of in between the two fields there at that opening. Kind of in the bottom there. Yeah, he didn't want anything up and over either. So unless it was that one clearing that was up kind of right behind his house up there, I was like, yeah, I thought that was where you wanted. So we're good there. We can drive the vehicle right up there to install everything we need to. So and we'll start working on that this week as well. Hopefully get that in this week. Certainly try to if I can get the help to do it. Good deal.
I guess one thing I worry about is he's gonna get this guy ready to dig. And he's gonna open those pits up, and then we won't have the TDRs made or whatever. And we don't have release emitters yet, so I think there's gotta be like a big push right now, people making what they need. Maybe we should just order some mycelium, we can always send it back. Yeah.
So we have enough of the shallow. We have enough of the shallow ones. Just the just order the tubes and stuff.
And we can always send it back. Because I could just see these
Okay.
kids, like all of a sudden he's got the guy, and then they're putting.
Doing it tomorrow.
And they don't have the stuff.
Yeah, cool.
We have enough stainless steel.
I think there's enough in there. That was the one question though. That would be the only thing we may have to order more. So we may want to just go ahead and order that to get so we have it. There's a couple of safety things then, just going into field season. The shed at Shell Hills, there's an emergency phone located inside there. There's also a lockbox for the key to get inside the shed. It's on the back side of that little shed, and the code to get that key is 0294. Just make sure that key goes back in there. obviously, if it's emergency, don't worry about it. Just take care of what you need to do. But we'll get it. But if you do get in there for anything, just make sure that key gets back in there, please.
That code, I don't believe I've sent out, but I know it's on the password involved.
That yeah.
Should we just send it out on an email?
Yeah, I think it was sent out a couple of times. It's been a while, but we'll send it out.
The likelihood that some bad person gets it and gets into our shed is like, oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, but there's other stuff.
Yeah, we have a computer and stuff in there. Yeah, there's a computer. The part of the switches and stuff are in there as well, and the modems and some. Jeez. So here's the contacts. This is posted in there by the phone as well. If anything. Yep. Lots of ticks. Lots of ticks. And there. So this Saturday starts the spring gobbler turkey season. So it runs through the whole month of May. Just be careful. Most hunters this time of season, or this hunting season, do not wear orange. They're not required to. So just be careful. Ticks, obviously long pants, long shirt, repellent, permethrin. And don't feed the bears. There's already reports of people feeding bears up in Erie area, up by our other hunting high Nesta area. Actually, that some people got mauled by a bear feeding the bears. So just be smart. That's it. Yeah. Any questions?
We could do a 2-minute pass around the microphone. Everybody can say what they're going to do based on that. Can you do that? Fast? I am going to be trying to keep everything organized to the extent that I can.
I guess I'll be taking the first samples from these new ag site pits and trying to get the work that we did at Garner Run comparing to Shale Hills published.
Yeah, so help out with the power and in the ag site or anything. If you need my help, I'll help.
I'll probably be continuing to do some shallow geophysics and Garner Run, as well as preparing for the Pennsylvania Field Conference, which is going to be in October.
Related to the CZO, I'm mostly going to be helping you, Ting, get over the hump and get it close to getting our dissertation done.
And cheering on the data. Help with it.
I'm going to continue weekly sampling all the Shavers Creek sites, and then I really want to start sampling some of those deep wells that we have at Cole Farm. Put like well loggers in there, and start modeling in general. Yeah. What do you want to know, Ken? Hopefully. Yeah. Start. Well, so the scaling up is not yet because I still need to model at Cole Farm, and then and then I need to figure out how we're going to add this bedrock layer to this Cole Farm model, and then after that we can talk about scaling up to the rest of the watershed. But it's going to be a process. So yeah, a little bit working with Dachang as well. So yep.
Keeping Ken in the loop. Okay. Me. Me and Roman and Paul Bierman and Al Den are working on pushing out the manuscript that is also my master's thesis, talking about the paraglacial erosion record at Gardner Run, which you get to hear about at all hands. Yay!
I will continue to be doing mini risotron observations this summer, and I'm hoping to install some Centec Diviner 2000 tubes this summer. Oh, and I'm gonna be running a soil core experiment at some point, maybe.
I'm mostly just working on processing existing data for soil hydrology stuff, and then happy to help out with any of the soil pits at the new site.
I will continue Q and QC the groundhog soil moisture sensor. And I need to apologize. I will not be here this July. I will go to Kwasi or National Water Model Institute. Before then, I will try my best to engage as much as I can before I come to that place. I will learn the National Water Model here. So I will not be here at July. So before then, I will try my best to help you on all kinds of stuff. Just ask me to help.
I think I might have gone to the wrong meeting room because I'm not actually sure I'm doing anything for the CZO this summer. I'm cheering Warren on while he's collecting data. But I do have one quick question. I have a whole bunch of leaf litter from 2011, 12, 15, and 16 that we have taken a subsample archive. But, and I've set stuff aside too for Emma, but I'd like to get rid of it. And we've talked about it, but if anybody needs leaf litter from 4 years from Shale Hills and 1 year from Gardner Run, talk to me. I can set you up. Yeah, I've taken a subsample. That's a good question. Thank you. I can take this back. We've done a couple of archiving. I think that we have only about 10 grams of the top 5 species, dominant species of, so 50 grams altogether. Plus we have by species weights, so we can budget based on that. And then we have the extra stuff, about 30 grams from last year for Emma. Is that her name? Yeah, it's coming. Yeah. Soon. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Correct. Right. Right. And the idea was not, was really just for anybody to use. I mean, it's the archive is for the CZO. And if anything comes up, some sort of novel analysis that could be done. Yeah. And those I can hold on to, and we have all the associated data, obviously, for each of the dates and, bulk weights and stuff. But if anybody can think of a reason to hold on to more than that, now's the time to speak up, because the stuff is decomposing in the paper bags. I mean, there's a point where we really shouldn't even keep it, I would say.
I don't have a specific field plan this summer, but I can give help, hands if anybody need help. Yeah, Gardner Run data is already automatically downloaded, and I will keep do the post processor. But yeah, that's not a specific field campaign. So if you need help, please let me know.
My expertise is available whenever you guys need it. Yeah, that's my expertise.
I'll be out sampling other forests outside of the Shale Hills and Gardner Run watershed on sandstone and shale sites and taking tree cores of them. And I'll also be mapping and recording the new tree recruitment in the Shale Hills watershed that will eventually go up and be available for everybody to use. So the tree surveys that were done in 2008 and 2012 measured trees 20 centimeters and larger. And since then, trees have become 20 centimeters and larger. So they need to be added to the spatial data set and the recruitment. Yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'm helping with the TDR at the coal farm. I will be doing biweekly groundhog sampling, and we'll also be, well, I might be doing another live leaf sample for carbon to nitrogen ratio. And then Rondi Malik, who's going to be joining the CZO in the fall, is doing some field work out in Shale Hills this summer. He's looking at decomposition of wood in the soil. So he's taking some samples for that this summer as well. Yes. Oh, he's also doing soil respiration, but that's the DOE project, continuing on that.